What made you decide to open up your own business?
Well, I worked for the city of Thomasville in the same industry and kept getting calls and didn't like where I was working, and I decided to go out on my own.
Okay. And then how did you go about finding a location for your business?
Well, I work out of my home, but you know, I have to go look at jobs, different locations every day.
Okay. And did you find that when you started your own business, you were satisfied with having your own business opposed to working for the city of Thomasville?
Well, sometimes it was rewarding, and other times, you know, when there was no work, it was slow. You wish you would have had that steady income, but we managed to hold on, and everything worked out okay.
So overall, you feel you made the right decision?
Yes.
Good. And let's see, how, what, when, and where do you advertise and promote your business?
Well, I hadn't advertised in over 10 years. I've been working in this area for over 20, and I really get more than I can do now at times. And if I advertised, I would just get overloaded and would make people mad at me because I couldn't get to the work.
So a lot of it is referrals and word of mouth?
All of it.
That's good. And what are the licensing requirements for your business?
Well, you have to buy a city license for each city you work in. We have 5 or 6 surrounding towns that you got to pay for a business license. I'm an arborist. The employee that I have, he's an apprentice. He's working toward being an arborist. It's going to take a little longer, but he's getting there.
And do you have to apply for the licenses per job, or is it yearly?
It's a yearly license. You have to go to City Hall and get them. Like Pavo, I'm kind of grandfathered in Pavo and Thomasville. If I go to Camilla or Moultrie or some other surrounding towns, I have to go purchase the license, which is good for a year.
Okay. And how do you handle internal and external theft?
Well, I don't like it at all.
Have you ever had an issue with it?
Yeah. I get shut of.
Well, that's probably the best thing to do.
I don't know. You know, a lot of times when they won't put tools back in the same spot, and they look 30 minutes for a tool that they should have walked up to the truck with blindfolds on and got because they didn't put it back in the same spot.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, it's very frustrating.
And let's see, what do you think is the most important quality in an employee?
Being there every day.
It's a good quality. How do you select potential employees that you will trust?
I'll let them work one day.
And then just kind of evaluate them?
Yeah.
And how many different positions are available to apply for in your business?
There, at the time, none. They'll be coming shortly, one position available.
What position would that be?
That would be a climber.
Okay. And what does a climber do exactly?
He climbs.
And so
With the
currently,
quickness if he wants his job.
well, currently, do you have a climber?
I got an excellent climber.
Okay. You just need an extra one, or are you replacing your climber?
No, I'm not replacing my climber. He might get he might get booted up.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah.
And how do you train newly hired employees?
Well, I've trained several people, but I'm not training anyone else. I'll leave that up to the potential owner.
Okay. And do you have a specific program to train employees?
Yeah, I do.
What is it?
They can come to work
And see how
day.
to do?
See what they can do.
Do you hire people that have no experience in the industry?
I like them the most.
Why is that?
Because when I teach them something, they don't know no other way to do it.
That makes sense. And your current employee, did he have experience when he started with you?
No.
So, at this point, how long has he been working with you?
I'd say almost 10 years.
So, does he do things about how you would want them done?
Yes.
That's good.
He
And
don't know no other way. He didn't have no experience when he started.
so that's worked out in the end to be a better thing.
Yeah.
That's good. And how do you evaluate your employees?
I watch them every day. I ain't but one
So it's a daily process.
every day. Some days better than others.
Do you let them know what their evaluation is?
But they pretty much know without me telling them. I don't have to call them into the office.
And let's see, what steps do you take in disciplinary actions before you ultimately fire an employee?
Most of the time I just tell them I ain't got nothing to do.
And what company incentives do you have for your employees?
If they don't work hard, I ain't got nothing for them to do.
It's a good incentive. And what succession plan do you have for your business? If you pass it on to your children and they refuse it, what will you do?
I hope they sell it and get every dime they can get out of it.
That's a good plan. And what kind of day-to-day things do you have to do in your business?
Return calls, meet with potential clients, estimate jobs, which is very time consuming. They could be 40 to 50 miles apart, some of them. And they expect me to be there, and I also have to be at the job site. So it's pretty grueling.
What kind of things do customers call you to do?
They could have a dead tree. They could be wanting to put a storage building in. They could be wanting to pour a sidewalk or pour the driveway, and a tree's in the way that needs to be removed.
Okay. And what are the customers like that you have to deal with?
90% of them are the most wonderful people you'll ever meet.
That's good.
Of course, there is that other 10%.
A little bit more difficult.
They're very difficult. In fact, I put a star by their name, so when they call me back, I try to make sure I got a lot to do and don't have time to do it.
Well, that makes sense. Do you have to deal with difficult people often?
No, because of the star system I got.
And in case of an incoming storm, do you have to make any special preparations for possible situations that may occur?
Well, we stay ready, but when we got something that's impeding the area, we are ready at the moment's notice to do whatever we need to do.
That's good. So you're available at any time for emergencies.
24 hours a day.
That's very good. And what kind of situations have you encountered from emergency?
I've had from houses being split in half with trees.
From a tree falling on it?
Yep, and trees crushing vehicles. Trees pulling power lines down.
Oh, that must be scary. What is it that makes you feel your business is a success?
Well, I'm smiling every day. My lights are on.
That's good.
It's warm when it's cold, and it's cool when it's warm.
That's always good. And what kind of costs do you incur every day for your everyday business operations?
Well, let me tell you about that. I could go from $150 a day to $200 to $250 to $300 a day, depending on the mileage.
So in gas?
Yeah, and fuel alone.
Is that the main cost you incur? Is there other things that you have to have on a daily basis?
Well, we always have to replace chains, ball, gas, different saw parts, but mainly fuel.
The fuel. And what are the profit margins like for your business?
Oh, we get about 15 to 20%.
That's good. So do you feel that the physical work is worth the returns that you get?
Well, it has been lately because I ain't been doing the physical work.
So when you were doing the physical work, it was a little bit...
Well, it was you wanted to think about it.
So now that you have someone else doing the physical work,
that's
it's definitely...
Sure it is.
And how much physical work is there in the tree business?
It's all physical and mental. Very, very strenuous, gut-wrenching type work. We are technical takedown specialist. We go in on bad stuff without a bucket truck and get it down.
Now, have there ever been situations or a job that you couldn't finish, or something came up that made it to where you had to call in somebody else to help you finish it?
No, we get them all.
That's
I ain't
good.
scared.
It's pretty good. What is the hardest job you've come encounter with?
I couldn't tell you. I'd have to think about that too long.
We
A
might come
bunch
back
of
to that one. And let's see. What is the worst experience you have experienced while operating your business?
By a climber getting hung in a tree with bees on him.
Did he know the bees were up there before he climbed up there?
No,
How high up was he?
about 50 foot,
How many bees was it?
thousands.
So what happened?
Well, he went up one side of it and took it down. He come back down and sent the saw down on his climbing rope, which he should have never have done.
So then he couldn't climb down?
Then he threw his climbing rope over where he couldn't get a hold of it, and where he threw it was where the bee nest was, and they swarmed him. So he couldn't get his rope back. We couldn't even let him down, and he was about to jump, but it was gonna kill him if he did.
Well, that's definitely
But
not good.
he finally went over and got it.
Was he injured
Yes,
from the bees or from...
from the bees. But I got him back up on his feet there pretty quick.
That's good. Did he have to take time off work?
No.
That's good.
Oh, I wanted him to go back up the tree, but he wouldn't do it.
I can't imagine why. Let's see.
Just for mental. So, because they know I wasn't worried.
You weren't worried?
I was, but I didn't want to let him know that.
Oh, to make him not...
Yeah.
Not
He
worried
ain't worried about it.
Well, I'm glad that he's okay now. If you could change one thing about the way you operate your business, what would you change?
But I hate to make a dead appointment on time because I just have a hard time being somewhere on time.
That's a good thing to change. Is it because you have a lot of traveling to do?
Yes.
And what is the best advice you can give someone starting out in business?
Just do a good job, do what you say you're going to do, and do a good job every time. Even if you miss the bid and you lose a little bit of money, stay with it, push through it, do a good job, and it'll come back to you.
That's good advice. And is there anything about Jenkins Tree Service that you want to tell us?
Oh, it's a wonderful company. We live action.
How long have you been in business?
25, 26 years.
And what services do you offer?
We are technical takedown specialists. We go in where nobody else wants them and get them.
That's pretty
You
good.
gotta pay us though.
Of course.
We want our money.
Now, is to
I'm
have
talking
true
about
work...
when we get through.
That's probably the best time to get paid.
Right then.
Yeah. Well, now, to get tree work done, is it expensive or is it...
It can be very expensive.
What is, for example, if someone... Does it depend on the height of the tree or the location?
It depends on all that and whether they want it hauled off or whether they're going to take care of the debris.
And do you do that if they want...
We do it all. I give them several options. When I go bid a job, I give them several options of what to do, and prices accordingly vary on what I got to do versus what they want to do themselves.
That's good. Well, I believe that's all my questions. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, live action.